We are in Blackroot. We are here to find a ship, right? Let's go to the place where every single sea captain sailor is in this town. The old pub. That's right behind here. That's where everybody is, right? Sir Barnacle, exactly. Maybe we can find Edward Teach. Was in Blackroot or Ashbury? I don't know, it seems like he was here. Look at these two giant ogre destroyers and a human bandit. He doesn't have anything to say to me. Alright then. Oh, Edward Teach. Oh. Well, if it isn't me old friend. A friendly face is what I've been needing to see, matey. The days have been dark since last we sailed. He was the guy that accompanied us to the Isle of Despair. What's happened, Captain Teach? I lost my boat, matey. I went and got too drunk one night and found myself gambling with Killian Drake, an old sea captain who knows his way around the dice game. He played me, matey. He played me a fool and I lost my boat. You think he cheated? Oh, I don't know if an old Drake cheat. If an old Drake's a cheat, he's just lucky, about the luckiest old sea dog I ever did meet. I can't be calling a man a cheat just because the dice landed his way. Yeah, true. Maybe I could help and I may need to call on that favor. That's mighty nice of you, matey, and you know, if there's anything I can do for you, old Ditch will do it. Thank you. I need to get to the island of Thanatos. Thanatos? That's even crazier than wanting to go to the Isle of Despair. But I'm figuring it's important, and I know it's the way Mr. Bates would want it. I suppose there are a couple of different ways you might get there. One, you could buy a boat from the shipbuilder here in Blackroot, which ain't cheap. I think we could buy it. I think we have the money. What are my other options? You might be able to get a dice game with the old Drake, but he's no rubber leg when it comes to the dice. He's lucky and he plays for big stakes. I wouldn't be a tossing with him unless you feel real lucky. Yeah, it's not our case. And he won't be playing with just anyone. Old Drake knows a gambler when he sees one. Any other solution? Well, I'm a little leery of even mentioning it. It's not something I even like to think about, much less let spill out of me blowhole. But yes, they need some help, and I owe you one. I'd really appreciate any help you might be able to give, Edward. Did I ever tell you the story of how I came to own the Gypsy Shadow? I don't... Maybe yes, or maybe not. Vaguely, would you tell me one more time? Of course I will. Well, matey, by the time I could start growing a beard, I'd sailed from one end of this land to the other, from the southern shores of Weeping Maidens to the northern ice-choked waters of the Jailer's Hump. And nothing of the sea I hadn't seen, and most of it twice. Yes. At the time I was running ale out of Caladon, first mate for Amin, and crusty old captain who went by the name of Jack Skellybones, half pirate and half devil, with the mouth of a blue gilt she-demon and the breath to match. Jack used to drink so much that we'd pray for tailwinds. If the journey would take too long, he'd start drinking the profits. Sounds like quite a character. That'd be the truth, matey. Old Jack would fight you if he thought you breathed on him wrong. He had more scars on his face than most men had all over, and he could tell you the story from each one, and never were they the same. He was a hard man, but fair to his crew, and he loved the sea, matey, almost as much as he loved his boat, the Gypsy Shadow. So interesting. What happened to him, Captain? Well, one night we was all drinking in the Sour Barnacle down Black Root Way, and the old Jack got real drunk and started in with his stories. And as the night got on, the details got taller, and we laughed harder, and we were all having a grand old time. And so Jack had gone one too many and started saying as to how he was the greatest pirate on the seas of Arcanum, and how if there was anyone who thought they were crustier, then he'd have something to say about it. I see what happened then. He started spitting and hollering, and then, after upending every table in the place, he said that he was the greatest pirate who had ever lived, tougher than Ruby Dirk and Black Sam Bellamy, and even meaner than Stringy Pete himself. Oh, Stringy Pete? Who's he? I think we know who he is. Maybe they mentioned him. Oh, sorry, in Vorindan as well. I don't talk much about him. I'll just say the Stingy Pete was the meanest, cold-blooded murdering pirate who ever put to sail, and be done with it. There are stories and legends, and most of them are true. He's been dead for more than 200 years, and people still whisper his name when they talk about him. I see, and what of Jack Skellybones? Well, after he said that, no one much felt like drinking after, and we put old Jack to bed. You see, a pirate is mean, but he knows what to be joking about and blustering about, and calling out to the ghost of Stingy Pete ain't one of them. And so, well, a week or so later we were out to sea, and it was the new moon, so it was dark, and the strange westerly had appeared and brought in a bank of low clouds, thick as lamp stew, and then we saw the other ship just resting off the starboard, silent as death and as still as if she was anchored, her sails tattered, her timbers rotted. And then we heard the screams. What happened? We found old Jack in his cabin with 2 daggers in him, one for each eye, and the sign of the evil eye carved into his chest, the very sign old Stringy Pete used to leave on his victims. We ran out to see who was on the other boat, but it was gone, taking the clouds and the westerly with it. Ah, that's rather frightening. Being first mate, I took command and ownership of the Gypsy Shadow. I've never laid eyes on that other boat since, and I hope I never do. I see. What does this have to do with getting to Thanatos then? I'm saying I seen his boat, and I know it to be real. If you could get his boat without getting yourself run through by his ghost, you'd have yourself boat. Seems a little flimsy. How do you find a ghost pirate's boat? Years ago I found a secret cove, and there on the beach was with an unmarked grave. Unmarked except for the sign of the evil eye, which is the sign Stringy Pete used to carve on his victims. I got out of there fast without even looking for treasure. That could have been the place where he was buried, and if it was, it said most spirits return to their graves. Most spirits return to their graves. Okay. Maybe to rest, alright. At the very least I might find some clues there. Yes, matey, I agree. Here, I'll mark your map with the location of the cove. Looks like you have a few options. Buying, gambling, or Stringy Pete. I don't like any of them, but good luck. We're going with Stringy Pete because it's more adventurous. It's the more adventurous options. If you're a professional gambler, you can gamble. And otherwise, if you're very rich, which you usually are by this time in the game, you could buy a boat and be done with it. Let's see where this cove is. We need to get out of the map, and then we need to look at our map. He marked it, right? So it's alright. Well, good then. I identified a couple of items that I forgot to identify, namely Sog's giant sword. It's an arcane sword. It's quite nice. He likes it. I'll let him use it. Oh, there it is. Okay, we have to, oh, we have to cross. Yeah, we're going to cross by foot. You're doing it alright. We are here. I can't see anything. I'll wait for daylight. Okay, so we are... Oh, we were supposed to go here. Alright. Okay. We are in a small little island. Oh, there we go. That's his tomb. Oh. Oh, Stringy Pete. You see a spirit in front of you. It is a skeleton dressed in tattered rags and a large black hat, and wielding an evil-looking saber. Its eyes glow with an unholy light. Arr! Arr! Who be treading upon me grave? Treading upon me grave. Who be trying to get their hands on me treasure? Prepare to die, you land-lubbing goat bugger. No one sees the evil eye. Oh, Stingy Pete. I say stingy instead of stringy. Stringy Pete. And lives. Wait, I'm not here to take anything. I just want to talk. Talk? What would a rubber-legged bilge fishing like you want to be talking about with the ghost of Stringy Pete? I've been a sail in the seas of Arcanum for more than 200 years, and I drink blood ale and know on the bones of priests and maidens. I not be a looking to talk. You chewed on your last clergyman, Pete. Please, I just need a moment to explain. To explain? What you be needing to explain, matey? You be digging around me bones and looking for me treasure. To a pirate, that be worse than a finding you biting your hook with my wife. You baiting, not biting, baiting your hook with my wife. Look, I'm only here because I need your boat. Me boat? I cared for my wife less than this boat. Why in the name of all that's unholy would I give you me boat? You're speaking gibberish, and I had more than an earful of it. More than an earful of it. A soul as tormented as me own has got little patience for the blubberings of the living. Tormented? Don't you enjoy being a bloody what's up today with my bloodthirsty pirate ghost? Enjoy it? The ghost seems a little surprised at the question, the fire in its eyes dimming a little. Are you daft, matey? I was the crustiest, meanest, most bloodthirsty pirate who ever lived, and none of what I did when I was alive compares to the things I've seen dead. What have you seen? I see all the souls of the dead who walk this world, and I see the souls of all my victims, and they torment me as I still be a tormenting the living. And it be their pain I feel every day and every night on these glassy seas, and their dead eyes that be staring out at me from their murky depths. I see, and who had cursed you to this fate? I cursed myself. I spilled the blood of innocence, desecrated holy places, and the worst thing I ever did, I broke a pirate's blood oath. Even without the first two, I deserved what I got, because at the last, I shouldn't even call myself a pirate after what I did. So you're saying you don't want to be here? No, but I've got no choice. I was cursed, matey, cursed from the day I died to sail the seas forever, a hunting those souls who'll be taking my name in vain. Okay, to strike terror in the pure of heart to be giving little ones nightmares. Is there any way to break the curse? Break the curse! The ghost is silent for a moment, contemplating. And why would you want to do that, matey? Why would one such as you want to be helping the evil ghost of old Stringy Pete? Because I want your boat. Your boat, Captain. I need your boat. That'd be quite a story, and one I'd not be inclined to believe when I was flesh and blood, but shatter me squid speak, and I haven't seen stranger things since. Maybe. Perhaps there is something we might do here. Any help you might have would be greatly appreciated, Captain. Well, I can't be giving up this boat on account of the course. It'd be my fate to sail these old timbers until the end of the time, but I know a way we might break that curse. If you'd be willing to do a little legwork, you tell me what needs to be done. Well, there'd be 3 things, if my suspicions are correct. 3 wrongs to right, and the curse will be broken. Tell me, which of them do you want to hear about? First task. The first be an easy task. I told you I killed many an innocent in my time. A good and pure man by the name of Jonas Williamson. Killed him for the silver buckles on his boots, but mostly for the sport at it. I laughed while he bled into the gutter, crying out to me that I spare his family. That's pretty vicious, Pete. How do you make that right? Well, his family, they fell on hard times without him, and the Williamsons been poor ever since. You'll need to dig up my treasure, including those silver buckles, and give it to whoever is left. At the Williamsons, my treasure is buried a little north of here. Okay. Where are the Williamsons? Here, I'll show you on your map. The ghostly finger points to a location on the east coast of Arcanum. I know they still live there. I've sailed by there in the years since I died. It'd not be a nice place. Okay, anything else? Yes, don't be thinking you can keep some of the treasure for yourself. These curses, they be old and smart, and if you be trying to cheat them, then I'm still gonna be sailing these seas, and then I'm gonna be a coming after you. Savvy that, mate? Matey? Not mate. Of course. Other tasks? What about the second one? The second task, that might be a little more complicated. There be a temple in the hills just off of the Gulf of Morbihan, in a little town called Vorinden. And many years ago I was pillaging the surrounding countryside, and I broke into the place and stole some holy relics and desecrated their sacred altar. And sure enough, those old monks threw a curse on me. Well, I think we already done that. They didn't care about the holy relics, but I'd be thinking they might got their robes in a bundle over the altar. You see, I spilled some wine and ale all over it, and I might have even relieved myself on it. It'd been a long night, you know. Yeah, I can see where they might have a problem with that. Yeah, they weren't singing hymns when we left. Anyways, the altar there's... I think it needs to be replaced. You'll have to talk with the monks there to find out what needs to be done. Savvy? Here's where the temple is. I've already done that. You have? Looks like the stars are shining down on this old evil pirate for once, matey. That's one less thing you need to do. Yeah, what about the third task? The last task will be the most difficult, you see. As I was getting on in years, there was nothing I hadn't done, and nowhere I hadn't sailed, and no treasure I hadn't laid me hands on. There was only one thing I wanted, and I wasn't even sure if it existed, and I made it my business to find out. What was it? The Evangelion Scourge? Yeah, I've heard about it. Evangelion Scourge is the most evil piece of weaponry ever wielded by any soul in the land of Arcanum. Legend says it was forged in the blood fires at the Bangelian Deeps. I don't know if you say Bangelian or Bangelian. I think Bangelian Deeps. And that virgins and children were thrown into the fire to keep it stoked. Interesting. The ghost hesitates a moment, seeming to stare at you from the sightless depths of his skull. And it be said that the Bane of Cree cut down a whole battalion of elven warriors with it before he was banished, and that Lorek wielded it during the Dwarven clan wars, and that any but the most evil of a people die at the mere sight of it. Sounds like an evil blade. Yes, matey, and an evil blade it be. I wanted it more than anything in the all of Arcanum, and I planned on planned on getting me hands on it, so what happened? At the time I had me a crew of 7 of the most black-hearted and soulless pirates, and they all agreed it was a fine piece of treasures to go after, and we took a pirate's blood oath to stand by one another sharing the treasure. And so we searched Arcanum for it and found it. One day we did, in the swamps of the Dark Fens, down in the Bangalian deeps, and then... It'd been buried there for centuries, a beautiful sight, its blade as black as onyx and carved in ancient rune work, and I held it in my hands, and it called to me. What did you all do with it? We all did nothing, matey. That night, when everyone was asleep, that cursed blade twisted my mind, and it told me that my crew was mutinous and looking to get rid of me, and so I killed them all in their sleep, matey, cut all their throats from ear to ear. When I woke in the morning and seen what I'd done, I threw the blade down and ran right out of there. That's weird for you to do that. And the Bangalian scourge? It still lies there, as far as I know, among the murdered bones of me crew. You must destroy that evil blade. At the bottom of the cave that we found it in is a great... At the bottom of the cave that we found it in is a great furnace. Toss it in there and let the world be done with it. Here's where the dips be. Alright. Well, I've heard them all. Is there anything else? That's all, matey. Will you help me? If you do these things, I'll give you me word as a pirate that I'll give you me ship. She's old, but there's not a better vessel that ever sailed Arcanum seas. I'll do it. I wish you luck on your quest, matey. If you finish this task, then return here. I'll give you me boat and me thanks. Okay. We have stuff. We have stuff to do. I think oh, we need to go there. I think we have to leave this island first, though. Okay. Moving on. Don't tell me we need a shovel. What? We have company. Oh. Sorry, I forgot to change my combat to real time from turn-based. From real time to turn-based. Oh my god. Come on. Whoops. Sog to the rescue. Everybody to the rescue. Oh. I'll try to do my best. Oh no, are you kidding me? I need a shovel. And there's none around here. Well, you know what? We can have a fight with all these. With all these monsters around here, gain some experience, and then we probably. Are we sure there's not even one little, you know, one little shovel around here? Come on. Where would I even go find one? I guess a general shop. Yeah, I guess a general shop would do. Alright. Alright then, general shop it is. We have already dealt with Vorinden. That's good. Oh my god. Okay. Where should we go? To Tarant or to Ashbury? I guess Ashbury is easier. We're here. Ready. Oh. Okay, let's go directly to the Williamson estate. Homestead. Here we are. Is this their house or their barn? Their house, oh yeah. Well, your fields are not in a very good state. Hello. What can I do for you? Might I ask you who you are, madam? My name is Molly Williamson, sir. A pleasure, Molly. Do you have a moment to speak? Sure, what do you need to know? What are you doing out here, Molly? This is her house. Hey. Well, sir, it's cheap living out here in the middle of nowhere. We eat what we pull out of the ocean, make all our own clothes, and beyond that, we don't need a whole lot. The Williamson clan ain't never had a whole lot of money. Not since what happened to my great-granddaddy, Jonas Williamson. Jonas Williamson, anyhow? Actually, that's why I'm here. What are you talking about? I know this sounds strange, but I have some stuff to give you. Well, Abby. The woman shakes her head. I heard strange tales, and then I heard strange tales. Yours takes the cake, sir, to think that the ghost of that old pirate wants to make good for what he done almost 200 years ago. Yes, it is a bit unbelievable. Well, he's freeing himself from a curse. It's not like he's doing it because he's good, I suppose. So, you brought me that whole treasure and the buckles? Yes. Well, thank you. I suppose old Stingy Pete ain't such a bad bugger after all. Goodbye, sir. Well, really, if it wasn't that bad, maybe he wouldn't have pestered your granddaddy. Is this your husband? Ah. Okay, then. And now we have to get the Evangelion Scourge. Where was it? We are here. Just arrived. Let's get in. Let's get this done. Oh. Okay, guys. Oh, money. What did you find? It's better I check what they find, because... Oh no. He found a dagger. Nothing. Maybe this? What's happening? I'm giving everything to Perry, man. That's it? There's a tent and nobody else. Whoa. Oh, dog. You alright? Seems like he is. Oh, we got trapped. No. It's just maybe we'll be trapped. What? Oh my... How is this even possible? Okay, so I took what I wanted. I didn't take everything. Took some pieces. That was a black diamond, right? Yep. Alright then. Rats. I'm hoping there aren't any fire elemental or something like that, because God, I don't want to have to deal with that. Really?
Good show! Perhaps they'll think twice before attacking us again, eh?
Well, I don't know about that. I think they will still go on attacking us. No doubt. Oh no, I hear it. Oh god. Yeah, I guess Furnace would say something to you, right? Yeah. Furnace means fire entities roaming around. Oh god, dog. Oh god, Virgil, you didn't hit once. Ah, incredible. He's not giving up. Oh, we have a friend coming here. I'm already nervous because I don't want to face those freaking demons. Demons. Elementals. Somebody's armor is gonna pop. No. Okay. Thank you, guys. What would this weapon be? Did we pick it up? No, right? Oh god! I didn't really want... I didn't mean that. So okay, they're not fire elementals, but they're seething masses, which damage weapons. Oh wow, well. Magnus, be careful. Good dog. I'm gonna try. Oh wow. That was unsuccessful. You're done? Oh, I can't believe it. I'm still afraid that some elemental might pop up. Ooh, bounty. Oh, this I like. Mr. Dixon likes gems. Sog, I need your help. We have a plate of exercise. Okay. This is unidentified. Alright then.
What is it that you want?
There's loot in here. I'll say that.